Hey guys, Mystery Wheel Gunner back here with you again with another revolver overview. This time it is the Smith & Wesson Model 686 Distinguished Combat Magnum Plus 7-Shot Talo Distributor Exclusive Edition. Whoo, what a mouthful. And yes, I have a piece of paper here with all that printed out so I can remember all of it. So let's break that down. Yes, this is part of the 686 family, which has been in production since 1980. This is the Plus variant, which came out, I believe the 7-shot cylinder was introduced in 95, and then the actual Plus model was or went into full production in 1996. So this is that's the Plus part. It is a 7-shot. Yep, 7 cylinders, and this also doubles now as my safety check. So 7-shot model. The Talo Distributor Exclusive Edition means it comes with these fancy wood grips instead of those rubber ones. Since we're talking about the grips, if you've seen this revolver in some of my other videos, it usually has some bird's eye maple grips. Those are aftermarket grips I bought, but for this overview I decided to put the original factory grips. Again, factory grips only if you get the Talo distributor exclusive edition. This is not a limited edition. Not every distributor exclusive is a limited. Some of them are ongoing production revolvers or firearms, whatever they may be, and this is one of them. The distributor exclusive just means that if you want this particular model, then you got to go to a retailer that has to order it from Talo or whatever distributor has the the exclusive feature you want. Obviously with this one, the exclusive feature are these wooden factory grips. So let's talk about the grips here. They are pretty nice. That is actually what attracted me to the Talo edition. I like the looks of these wooden grips. They are a rosewood laminate. It's got some checkering here and a little bit of stippling here. It's got the Smith & Wesson logo actually carved in to the grip itself. So I usually like medallions, but yeah, I like the carved out or engraved, whatever you want to call it, logo on here. For those of you wondering what a laminate wood is, it's when a manufacturer will take several layers of different woods and glue them together in an alternate fashion. And you can tell it's a laminate because you'll get the distinctive swirl type patterns that's usually not found. This type of grain usually not found in a natural wood. Now, there's nothing wrong with a laminate wood. They're a fairly inexpensive type of wood to work with. Because usually a fancy hardwood, if you want to get the really fancy looking grains, the grain work, the figuring, I believe is another term. The more interesting the figuring on a fancy hardwood, the more expensive it's going to be. Whereas with a laminate wood, the fancy pattern you get is determined by the layering of the different woods that are laminated together. So you can get a pretty interesting, artificial figuring with a laminated wood block for less money than a fancy natural wood with fancy or aesthetically pleasing figuring. And this type of wood has been around for a while. The laminated wood process has been around for a while. They're very durable. I've never heard of a laminated wood grip or wood stock just suddenly delaminating because of failure of the adhesive. This is it. I'd say they're just as solid as a natural wood. Anyway, so if I'm talking so highly about them, why did I buy aftermarket grips that you see in other videos? Well, there is one problem I have with these, and there it is. These grips start off fat at the bottom, and notice how they taper. Right here at the top. Look at how extreme that taper. Look at how thin that is at the top. It doesn't mean it's not durable. I never worry about the grips breaking here where it's thin. The problem is recoil. When you shoot this gun slowly, it's not so bad. But you try double tapping or triple tapping with 357 Magnums, and ouch, it hurts. There's not a lot of material up top, and not only do you get the recoil energy, you get the flip. So not only do you get the thrust, you get the rotation, and look where it's hitting you. Yep, right there. That's where the pain comes in, because it's relatively thin, and again, you're getting the thrust of the recoil plus the gun turning into you. Anytime you add rotational force, whoa, yeah, it ups the amount of energy being delivered. I don't know the scientific formula, but there's a big difference between if the gun just came back at you like this and the gun coming back at you plus rotational force added in. But okay, that is an explanation of why, even though these grips look nice, and it's what attracted me to this gun, eventually I did replace the grips. But anyway, let's get to the rest of the gun. It has a 6-inch barrel. It is chambered in 357 Magnum, which means you can also shoot 38 Special out of here. It's got the full underlug, which does help to tame that recoil a little bit. It has the red ramp front sight, which I painted yellow because my eyes aren't what they used to be. Now the front sight is pinned into place, so if I stopped being lazy, I could just punch that pin out, take out the front sight, and replace it with a high-vis sight, which I probably will do one of these days. But for now, yeah, that yellow paint, it's doing all right. Yeah, it looks kind of ugly. I'm not the best painter, but whatever. I can always scratch that off and try it again. The rear sight is fully click adjustable for windage and elevation. It's the standard Smith & Wesson adjustable rear sight you see on many of the revolvers. Again, it is a 7-shot model. Now, it is not a performance center gun, so I'm not going to get too much into the trigger snobbery. I will talk about the trigger, though, but I'm not going to be much of a snob about it, because it's not built, it's a performance center gun. So will it be as smooth? My paranoid safety check. No, it's not going to be as smooth as the performance center triggers, but you know what? It's still good enough. Okay, it is not a horrible trigger. As smooth as the performance center triggers? No. As smooth as the Python? No. But good enough that you can't blame the trigger for your inaccuracy? Definitely yes. This is a good trigger. I'd say it's a very good trigger. It's nice and fast. That typical Smith & Wesson fast trigger. And in single action mode, oh yeah, you know it. Yeah, that trademark Smith & Wesson single action trigger. You put just the bare minimum amount of pressure on that trigger and it goes off. So overall, a very good utilitarian revolver, and this is what it's billed as. Again, it's not an out-of-the-box competition model. I mean, you could compete with it, but as you get better, obviously you're probably going to want to get either a performance center model or you'll find a gunsmith and have them tune this up. I think you can even call up Smith & Wesson and send them, a standard 686 like this and give it what they call, I think they call it the action pack. Basically, they'll take your gun apart and they'll hone the internals to match the internals of a performance center model. So that might be worth it to some of you who already have a 686 and you don't want to sell it to get the performance model edition. You just want to tune this up to performance center standards. I think you can call Smith & Wesson up, and I don't know how much they charge for it, and obviously you got to pay for your own shipping, but they will do the the so-called action pack on your gun. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. So, in conclusion, a great American-made revolver. Glad I got this thing. Grips, man, it's subjective. Again, these grips are what drew me to it, but I bought some aftermarket grips because these hurt. They're pretty, but in my opinion, not as functional as I would like them to be under hard recoil. But all right, coming up next, the shooting part of the video. Keep in mind, I'm the world's slowest shooter, so feel free to skip past various portions of it, unless you are, I don't know, an insomniac, you need something to help put you to sleep. I'm sure my slow shooting will put you to sleep. But alrighty, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with friends. Catch you guys later. You take care. It's time now for It Came From the Fridge. Let's meet our first contestant, Mayo. He's been in the fridge for so long, he's turned sentient. His current plans are world domination. Let's meet our second contestant, Ragu. He has also spent too much time in the fridge, and he too has become sentient. But instead of world domination, Ragu simply wants to be the king of Italy. Alright, looks like the contestants are ready. The rules are pretty simple. We'll have one guest shooter with one revolver. The contestant who survives goes on to pursue his dreams. Here comes our guest shooter now. It's the mystery wheel gunner. Alright, he's setting up. Looks like his first target will be Mayo. Hard penetration on Mayo and a bunch of white stuff came out. Am I allowed to say that? Next shot is on Ragu. Ragu takes a hard hit, but he's still in it. Here comes the second shot on Ragu. Oh, no, Ragu. Ragu is all over the place. Here comes another hit on Mayo, and Mayo's been obliterated. I think he's out of the contest. Can Ragu hang on? Here comes another shot on Ragu. And it's over. It's over. Well, folks, wait a minute. What's he? We now return to our regularly scheduled programming. Shooting at water jugs, followed by shooting at steel. Zombie Onslaught. Old school arcade action where you fight off a zombie onslaught using an automatic cannon and an energy shield. Check the link in the description below to get your copy of Zombie Onslaught.